Hello and welcome to Magician's Advice Recommends. I've got quite a special thing I'd like to share with you. It's not a product that I've been using before. It's not something that I'd recommend because I've been out and I've been working it. It's something that's brand new to me, and it's something that I would recommend, I hope, because I think what's inside this box is going to be pretty amazing. Now, firstly, you might recognize what these boxes are all about. You might have seen one of these before. You might not. If you haven't, we've got a treat for you inside here. The company is called Vorst Bosch. My apologies if I've said that wrong. They're from the Netherlands, and if you were at Blackpool, then you would have seen their stand called Feel the Difference, and they make close-up pads. This is my original one. I think it was Jordan Murphy, the original creator of these. If I'm wrong about that, I'll put it in the comments below. It's a lovely mat. It's lasted me a long time. Red leather on the back, black fabric on the front. This one was produced by Prop Dog after they gained the rights for it. It's done me well. It's starting to get a little bit tatty around the edges, and it's starting to look a little bit frayed and old in places. Nothing too major, but enough for me to notice. And the front now is collecting all the fluff in the world whenever I use it. So that is my old one. Let's show you what we've got in stock with a new one. It's going to be a unboxing for you and for me, because I don't know what it's going to look like inside yet. I know what I've asked for and what I've ordered, but I don't know exactly how it's going to come out. So let's check it out. They do different levels of close-up mats, and I've gone for the very basic level here. You can have it as just a mat, or you can have it as a mat with a big thick base, or you can have it with a mat and a whole table all included together. Let's get this going. Here we go. Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky go all the packaging. A little bit of damage to the corner of the box in transit, but not the end of the world at all. All this packaging has kept it safe and sound, which is what we're looking for. And then here is our box. Oh, doesn't want to come out. Doesn't want to come out. There we go. But hey, Vorst Bosch special delivery for Ian. Check that out. Check that out. Even in Boston, feel the texture. You hear the texture? Lovely, lovely. Okay, let's have a look at what's inside. Inside here. Ah, Velcro. Haha! Check that out for a nice box. Velcro in there. We have Feel the Difference, the brand that we're going for. Some information here. A personalised little letter to me with some Instagram and Facebook details on there for them. And then inside the box, that's my close-up pad. Check that out. Oh, look at that. My gorgeous new close-up pad with my logo in the bottom. Now this pad is made up of a green top and a brown base, brown leatherette looking base on there. And that's my logo in the corner there as well. I am properly impressed with that. Properly impressed. I love the way that the nape goes side to side. It means I'm moving forward and back. Oh yeah, I like that. Like that. You get a bit of the show of the nape when you move your hand over it. The colour does change a little bit, but that's not going to worry you too much. Same happened on the other mat that I had before. The big selling point on these is that the tops are removable. Oh, they're stuck on there quite firmly. So if you ever want to switch out your top for a different colour top and have a different base to go with it, you can do that. You can get different bases and different tops. And should you wish to do that, you get them at a slightly discounted rate when you do get a second one or third top to go with it. Here's my new close-up pad. I'm so chuffed. I'm chuffed to bits with that. I'm well impressed. Let's show you the differences between my original one and this one. Size-wise, there's that much difference. So they're both the same on the base there, but height-wise, my new one is a little bit taller and it's a little bit wider. I don't have the exact measurements on these for you as yet, but it's a little bit taller, a little bit wider. Design-wise, the old one looks very plain. It does the job really well, what it needs to do, but it does look very, very plain and very simple. The new one, however, looks that little bit more sophisticated. So you've got the label on here, sewn in, beautiful. My logo down there, my details. That's just going to look that little bit sleeker on my table now for my parlour show, rather than having this one, which okay, did a really good job, really solid job, but not quite as sophisticated as the new one. Right. Feel wise, still soft, still squishy. The old one is probably firmer. This new one is a little bit softer, so it's got a little bit more give. If you're looking for that in your routines, then this is the way to go. Yeah, it's actually a little bit lighter as well. This one feels really quite heavy. It's a little bit awkward to pick up one-handed. Not that you should be picking up a close-up pad with one hand, but hey, it's a little bit clunkier. This one is a little bit more lightweight, even though it's bigger, which is strange. So why have I just invested in a new close-up pad? Why have I gone for it? When the old one was doing an okay job, why have I bothered investing in a brand new one? Well, a few things. Recently, I've put together my own parlour show, my one-man show, and I've been performing that in a local venue for every month for the last few months now, and it's been going really, really well. I've noticed on the photos, and I'll try and stick some photos up in here on in a moment, noticed in the photos that my mat doesn't really, my original black one, doesn't look as sharp and as sleek as it might do. So I thought I'd get an upgrade. You could get the original ones from PropDog and they'll do any design you like, they'll print whatever you want on it. But I didn't really want a mat with something printed on, I wanted my own mat. So when I saw these at Blackpool, I thought that looks a little bit more sophisticated, a little bit more mature and grown up. That's what I'm going for. Also, because it's green now, it means some of my props that are black or different colours, they show up really, really nicely on that green. So my little black mats, little black razor wallet here shows up nicely, whereas before that would risk getting a bit lost in the original mat there. The cards you could still see fine, but the razor wallet and some of the other props I use get lost. This is a lovely mat, but at the end of the day, it just wasn't cutting it for my parlour show. It wasn't looking as sleek and as smart as it could do. It wasn't looking quite as posh. And I've upgraded my props one by one. I've now got Sherpas, I've got nice looking things. And this just wasn't quite smart enough for what I'm doing. So instead, I've upgraded my mat as well. And it was starting to look a bit tatty. Upgraded my mat to a brand new one. And I've gone for this green and this leather effect on the base. I absolutely love it. A couple of things to say in the realm of fairness, or trying to be fair about this. The two mats I've got here, my new one is bigger than the one that I got before from JM Authentics. PropDog now do the JM Authentics ones. I love this new one because of the colours I've got it in. I've got it in a leather base and a green top. But if you go to PropDog, you can order whichever mat you like, whichever mat they do, in whichever colours you like. So they've got a whole range of colours on their website. Do check them out. You know, if that's the sort of thing you're after, check it out. They do it in different finishes, they do different textures, they do, the PropDog guys do the leatherette finish. Not quite the same as this, but they do a leatherette finish. In fact, I've got the leatherette in red on here. They do it in different colours, they do white leather, they do black leather, they do red leather. They do all sorts. So PropDog do make a wide range of pads. Yes, the new one I've got here is bigger than my old PropDog one, which I think is a large PropDog pad, or JM Authentics pad. PropDog do make them in custom sizes, so if you wanted exactly this size, you could speak to Dave Bonsall and he'd make one up exactly this size for you, or whatever size you like. They famously got one that's the size of their bar. It's like a bar mat size, and they do roll-ups and they do hard mats. It's just, for me personally, at the moment, I think this looks a little bit classier. The way it's got the stitching around the edge, you can have that custom coloured as well if you want a different coloured stitching. It just, screams a little bit more classy to me than that one. Price wise, you pay a premium for it. You pay a premium, and the premium is not quite, but it's nearly double the price of my first pad there. So out of the two pads, I paid nearly double the price for this one than I did for this one. It's not really a fair comparison though, because to get the JM Authentic style pad like this, I'd need to get a custom size from Dave, which you could do, but it might cost a bit more, and I need to do a custom design for the front, which again might cost a bit more as well. So there's extra costs involved in this. The basic one of these pads, the entry-level pad on this side in large, costs around the £80 mark, and the entry-level pad on this side costs closer to £100, I think. And then with the logo and bits on and the postage and stuff, it goes up. With a logo on that one, with postage, the price goes up as well. So this one's definitely more, but I think in a lot of ways, as with many things in the world, you get what you pay for in some of these. Now, that original pad might be exactly what you need. It might be perfect for you. You might carry it around to your venues with you and put it down to set up your shop. This one just happens to be exactly what I need right now, and I love it to bits. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's got no flex to it. It's really solid, it's really strong, and yet it's very lightweight at the same time. I love the way that if I choose I want a different colour, I can just switch them out, swap them over, and I just love the textures on the back as well. It's nice and texture, it feels great, it feels great. These are well worth checking out. If you're interested in getting yourself a new close-up mat, it's a bit of an investment, but my word, they are a great piece of kit. They come presented beautifully. Oh, look at this business. I mean, posted in a box with your own name on and all that jazz. You can't moan at that at all, can you? It's just absolutely gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. But you're not buying the box, you're buying the pad, you're buying the love, the care, the attention that goes into it. If I wanted to get the next grade up, so instead of being a smooth back, you can have a thicker base, I could use my top on the thicker base. If I wanted to get a table, the tables that they do, I could use my top on the table. So it's sort of a modular system. You can take it apart and rebuild it. They do have limited edition colours on these as well. So each year they're going to bring out a single limited edition colour. This year I think it's a silver one. I don't know if it's a different silver print each year, but if you're into collecting different close-up pads, which is quite an ask at the price point you're looking at for these, but if you are a close-up pad collector, then each year they're going to bring out a completely different special design just for that year. And in 2020 it was a silver one. You really can feel the difference between the pads. There's no two ways about it. The old one is very firm, very hard. It's great for doing stuff on it. It works perfectly. There's no problem there. But this new one, it's like a dream. I'm going to leave it there. I've said more than enough that I need to say, and I probably rambled on far too much as well. I love both these pads. My new one I am chuffed to bits with, and I think it's a really, really good purchase there. Thank you for tuning in to Magician's Advice Recommends, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Goodbye.